Good morning and welcome to today's maths lesson. Following on the work that you did yesterday, we're going to be looking at money still. So our in focus task for today, here's Sam. Sam is saying, I have more money than Ruby. Ruby, on the other hand, thinks that she has more money than Sam. I'm going to give you a moment to think about this. Who is correct? Pause to think if you need to. Okay, let's talk through what Sam has. So Sam, we can really clearly see, has £2 here, 50. So £2.50, £2.70, £2.72, £2.74 and £2.75. Sam has a total of £2.75. Let's now look at Ruby's coin. I can see £1, £2, £2.20, £2.40, £2.60, £2.70, £2.75. So Ruby also has £2.75. They actually had the same amount, but they had different coins to make it. Can you think now of any different ways of making £2.75? Again, pause if you need to. So I could take £1. I could use a 50p, because if I use two 50p's, I know that that is the same as £1. So now I've got £2 and I can make £2.50, £2.70, and this time I'll use a 5p. Okay, there are lots of options to make £2.75, so you can take some time to explore that. What I want you to think about next is how many different ways can you show to make 50p? Again, pause the video and explore that question. Alright, so the most straightforward way, if you had the coin, would be quite simply to use a 50p coin. How else could I make 50p? Well, there are lots of ways. I won't explore them all, but we'll go through a few. I could use 20. If I count in 20s, two 20s make 40, 20, 40. So I now know that I need a 10p to make 50p. I could start using just one 20. I could add, instead of 20s, I could add some 10s at this point. And I know that two 10p are worth 20p. So I've got a total of 20, 30, 40. I've got 40p there. I can add another 10 that way. Instead of adding 10 at that point, I could add a 5 and a 5. Okay, instead of having 20, I could have 4 10s, and this combined would make 50p. There are lots of ways to do it. Spend some time to explore how you could do that. So we touched on this earlier. If she was to just use one coin to make 50p, which coin would she be best using? There is only one option, a 50p piece. Here's a challenge for you. We've just practiced making 50p, but this time I'd like you to do it using only 4 coins. I'll go through the solution in a moment. In the meantime, I'd like you to pause and have a go at this yourself. Okay, so there are probably numerous ways of making 50p using 4 coins. I can't start with a 50p, because that would be 50p made just with one coin. So I'm going to start with a coin of the next highest value, which is 20. Okay, so I've still got 30p to make, because 50p minus 20p would leave me with 30p. And I've got 3 more coins that I need to use. Well, I know that 3 10s make 30p, and that's a total of 3 coins here to make 30p, another coin here, a total of 50p made using 4 coins. There are other solutions. Perhaps you could send me them into your portfolios if you find any. Okay, and on to our guided practice. Now this time, for the first question, you can only use £2 coins and £1 coins, and you need to make the following amount. And again, there are different solutions that may well be correct for this. So you need to make £10 and £11. Then I want you to have a think about how you can use just these coins, the 50, the 20, the 10 and the 5, to make the following amounts of money. And you can use as many of those coins as you need. Finally, show 72p in 3 different ways. You can use any coins. Have a little think as well, a real life application here. With all of these amounts of monies, what do you reckon you could buy with them? Pause now and work on your guided practice, and I'll work through some solutions next. Okay, so making £10, well, you could use 10 £1, couldn't you? We know that 10 times 1 is 10. I know that 5 times 2 is 10, so I could use 5 of the £2 coins. Or I could mix them up. 2 of these, 6 of these. There are lots of different solutions. If you're unsure, get a parent or carer to check that answer for you, or you can always just send us a picture of your work, put it into your portfolio. £11, well, I can make £10 and then simply add another £1. So all of those solutions that I used for this can then be used to make £11 with the addition of this. Here, again, lots of different solutions. 40p, nice and simple, you could use 20 and 20. Or you could use 10, add 10, add 10, add 10. 25 pence, the easiest way I could think to make that would be to take a 20 and a 5 pence. 3 different ways using any coins now to make 72p. I'll work through a couple of those solutions, but again, you may well have some different ones, and if you're unsure, you can simply post that into your portfolio and we'll take a look at it. So 72, that's probably the easiest way to make that with the fewest coins used there. I could use a 50p again, but this time instead of using 20p, I could use 2 10s. Okay, I could, just to make it even more different still, use 2 1s. Okay, equally I can make this different by using 2 1s here. I could use 20, 20, 20, 10 and 2. There are lots of solutions. When you feel as though you are confident, make a start on the worksheet, okay, which is on pages 27 to 28, and will look like this. Again, some of these may have just the one solution, some of these may have multiple. Pop your answers into the portfolios for us to have a check through later. Enjoy!